Hey guys, welcome back to Writer's Workshop. We're on week 2, lesson 3. So one thing that I was thinking we could get started is doing a free write just like last Friday. And one of the other teachers suggested let's call it Free Write Fridays. So let's think of this as a way to not only reflect on what's going on in the news and how we're feeling, but also to build our skills at writing that we've been working on all year anyways. So we're just going to combine the two, and every Friday we're going to be working on how essayists generate ideas about a text by writing long and using prompts to push their thinking. We want to do less of this, which we all did see. All 5 fourth grade teachers got a chance to see a lot of this on the free write last week. A simple 1-sentence response to each of the questions based on the text. We want to see more of this. Lots of writing, lots of good thinking, kind of just being able to unload as you free write. We also want to keep in mind the text that we read for this week, which is Alone No More. People are turning to dogs, cats, and chickens to cope with self-isolation. This was a really interesting article. I know 1 or 2 students in my own class had adopted pets in the last week or 2, and I'd love to hear all of your thinking in response to this article. We're all dealing with self-isolation at home due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We don't have our friends, we don't have school, we don't get to go out. So this is an opportunity for us to free write in response to this article and also unload some of those feelings we've got. So as usual, we're going to get a chance to look over the response questions, which I have here. Response question number 1. What are some of the reasons that more people are adopting pets? How are pets proving to be helpful during this difficult time? And what type of animal would you adopt, and how do you think it will help? So as usual, we always want to have a handy dandy tool available to help us. Just like last week, I'm attaching a copy of Ways to Push Our Thinking. A lot of the teachers noticed that our 4th graders are really having a hard time pushing their thinking as well as elaborating on those ideas. So usually what elaboration really means is to just add on to an idea you've already begun. So if I have an idea about a text, elaborating on it really just means to add some more detail to that idea. Okay? So you want to keep that in mind when we dive into this free write. And so I'm always going to have my tool, my handy dandy tool here to help me with that thinking. Okay? And here are the prompts to push our thinking. So I know I can use in other words. The important thing about this is, as I say this, I'm realizing this is giving me the idea that. An example of this is blank. This shows blank. This connects to. The thought I have about this is blank. I used to think that blank, but now I think that blank. What surprises me about this is, many people think, but I think. The life lesson is blank. So when you get stuck in responding to these questions, try and elaborate on those ideas you have using our prompts to push our thinking. So I'm going to once again model for you how I do this. So let's start out thinking about this first question. After reading the article, what are some of the reasons that more people are adopting pets? Well, from reading the article, I know right off the bat, one reason people are adopting pets is because they have to stay home and pets are really fun. Having a pet can make the time at home a lot easier to deal with. What I also read is that one woman was adopting chickens because there were eggs sold out in her grocery store. I remember that. That was really interesting. People are also adopting chickens to have a supply of eggs when they are sold out at the grocery store. Which, to be honest, leads me to think, is that possible in New York? Is it possible to own a chicken? To keep a chicken in your apartment or your home in New York? I wonder if any New Yorkers are keeping chickens as pets in New York during this time. That'd be something interesting to look up, right? Okay, so now I want to think to myself, how are pets proving to be helpful during this time, this difficult time? Well, we wrote already that they were entertaining, right? So when people are bored at home, they have a pet to help them through this time. Ooh, one thing I read was that adults were adopting pets so that their children can have them as companions. Ooh, pets are proving to be helpful during this time for young children. The pets are keeping the children entertained. Okay. They're also helping, as we already wrote, keep people supplied with eggs, I guess, right? So we can also write that. Certain pets are helping with necessities, because we know that necessities are things that you need, and people need eggs to eat breakfast a lot of the time. All right, so I wonder really quickly, pets are proving to be helpful during this time for young children. The pets are keeping the children entertained. Certain pets are helping with necessities. I'm kind of stuck, and we're supposed to be writing long, so I'm going to look over at my ways to push our thinking tool, and I'm going to use one of these prompts to help me. Ooh, this is a good one. If people are buying pets to help with necessities, this shows that things must be getting really scary if pets are helping to supply necessities. Then people must really be in need during this time. I think to myself, what surprises me about this is, I'm going to use another prompt because the prompts really help me write long. What surprises me about this is that a lot of people are saying how unreal this is. We are all stuck at home in quarantine, right? Who would have ever thought this would be happening? So it's kind of like helping me write long, right? Just to use the prompts right when I get stuck, okay? And the good thing about typing on the computer, guys, is that the spell check is always available to you, okay? Let's look over another prompt to help me push my thinking. The life lesson is, necessities are something that we need, and we never thought that we'd be using pets to help us in this time of need. The life lesson is to always be grateful for what you have, because you never know when it will be gone. Did we ever think, here I go with my elaboration, guys, I'm going to take an idea and I'm going to elaborate on it by adding some more details. Did you ever think that grocery stores would be selling out of eggs, right? So that just brings me back to the text. It brings me back to my response questions, and I got a chance to start writing long. All of this was written from just the first two questions. The third question is the fun one. What type of animal would you adopt, and how do you think it will help? So next, you're going to make sure to attack this last question and also continue to write long using the prompts to push our thinking, keeping in mind the idea that we need to elaborate on this thinking. Elaboration is when you take an idea and just add some more details to it. Really, it's just broadening that thinking, right? Adding to it. So I want to go back again and identify that our teaching point is that essayists generate ideas about a text by writing long and using prompts to push our thinking. Don't forget, we want less of this and we want more of this. I know you guys can do it. Good luck, guys.